Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Little Pot of Horrors. As always, I am Goggs, and as always, I am glad to be joined by Mr. Boz. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're listening to this.
How are you doing today?
I'm not too bad. Been hiding from the weather like most people in the UK. It's pretty bad.
I've been hearing it's pretty bad over there.
My sister's been posting pictures all day. She lives up in Yorkshire, near Bradford, and she just posted a picture of my nephew, who is about, 6 years old, and the snow comes up to about his ears.
Oh, wow.
So something like, what's that, 3.5, 4 foot deep, something like that. Drifts of up to 10 foot deep, so it's pretty bad up that way.
That is a lot of snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and the clock's changed for
getting...
summer at the end of this month, I'm not mentioning. That's just ridiculous. We were sunbathing this time last year.
Don't you just love it?
Fucked up weather.
That's the exact same over here. And we're supposed to be getting snow tonight, I think.
Really? Oh,
or tonight or tomorrow, yeah. Anywhere between 2 inches and 12 inches or something like that.
Oh, lovely.
Which will probably mean we'll get nothing, because it usually goes north or south of where I am, so...
Okay.
Well, fingers crossed, although I would like a nice snow day tomorrow. Anyway, we have yet again some exciting feedback to talk about.
Yes.
Well, not really to talk about, more to listen to. It seems as though the Admiral took some sort of, maybe slight offence, to our found footage comments, and he has sent in an audio clip.
I say not so much feedback, more perhaps abuse.
Possibly abuse, you could call it that. So it was, maybe we're calling him too much of a wuss, and he's just proving his point he's not. Not really a wuss. He's a secret horror fan.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He just doesn't like specific types of horror. So I'm going to call him a horror fan. And hopefully this audio comment will kind of prove his points and kind of show us up to be pretty nasty men. Here we go. This is one that I really don't think we're going to hear from Rick on. I don't see him watching any of these at all.
I don't either. Least of all Cannibal Holocaust.
Yes. Possibly Cloverfield, I'm not sure, but I don't.
Scary.
And geez, I don't think he will have been a Blair Witchy type person or any kind of exorcism-y type movies or what. But Rick, prove me wrong, please.
Yeah.
All right, you pricks. Yes, I have seen the Blair Witch Project and Cloverfield. I'm not that big of a puss. Jesus Christ. Hi, Boz. Hi, Goggs. How you doing? I was actually glad to hear you mention Apollo 18. Yes, I did see it, and I was as disappointed as you and the mighty Mr. Tristram with the ending. And I don't mind spoiling it, because I was really digging it right up to the end, and then when the last guy dies on the moon, how the fuck did the footage get back to Earth? That's exactly... It totally fucked over the entire film with that one last little bit. I mean, even if he had some sort of little escape pod that he sent the tapes back to Earth because he thought they were so important, any little thing could have saved that movie. But that, yeah. Ugh. Blair Witch, I didn't like it when I saw it because I didn't get the ending. I was one of the people that, the guy standing in the corner, and I was like, what? It's over? What happened? And then about 20 minutes later, it hit me what that ending was about, and I was pissed. I mean, it scared the shit out of me retroactively, but I was pissed because I was like, well, that was just sort of a throwaway line, side plot that never got explored. How are we supposed to know that? And it took me many years to acknowledge that actually that was a stroke of genius. So I used to decry the Blair Witch Project, but now I can appreciate that it was a really good movie. I never made it. I tried to watch Fright Night. I'm glad you guys were talking about that. I put it on. I got about 45 minutes in. And it was just before David Tennant got on the screen, but I was really kind of bored with the movie at that point, and I thought, if I stop watching this movie now, I can go be on the internet and be far more entertained, and that's what I did, so I turned it off and didn't go back. And I'll tell you something, Boz. I'll tell you why I didn't mention Twilight, or your liking of Twilight, because it's kind of like you're at a dinner party, and conversation's really nice, and things get quiet, and then someone you really like a lot farts. Now, you have two options. You can either deride them for it, or you can just ignore it and pretend it didn't happen. And that's kind of the tack I take with Twilight. But you guys are getting pretty damn close to insulting there with with saying I didn't even watch fucking Cloverfield. That's and I did enjoy Cloverfield a lot. I'm curious, and I can't remember if y'all brought it up at some point or not, but have you all talked about Dread? Have you seen it? I saw it, and I think it tiptoed right up to the edge of horror, especially at the beginning. I mean, yeah, it's just a splatterfest of bullets and blood, but there were some aspects of it that really kind of got under my skin, pun intended, and stayed there with me for quite a while after I saw the film. So I'd be interested in your opinions of Dread. So, no, I will not be watching Cannibal Holocaust. That's true. But yeah, monster movies I'm cool with. It's just the kind of really gross, horrible, splattery type things. So, anyway, still loving the show, even though I have a resounding fuck you for both of you, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Sorry, Admiral.
Thank you, Admiral, and fuck you too. Lovely to hear from you as ever.
We do say it with love.
Yeah. Oh dear. No, I love Dread. I wouldn't have ever thought to bring it up, actually, because I suppose there were fairly horrific aspects to it. Have you seen it?
I haven't, no. I wanted to try and... When I met up with Rick, he mentioned it to me. And I wanted to try and catch it so we could talk about it in the show, but the red box around here has never had it in. Someone's always got it out or whatever, so...
Right.
I need to try and catch up with it.
It's definitely worth a watch. I mean, it's a shame you won't see it in 3D, because I really dug the 3D on it.
Oh, wow.
But I won't talk about that until you've seen it, then we'll cover it then.
Yeah, I'll try and catch it for the next show. So we will, but yes. Thank you, Admiral.
Sorry.
We'll be better. We'll be better behaved.
And you're not that big a puss, just a bit of a puss. There we are. That just put the record straight there. And
now the next comment we've received is, I don't know, it's from someone called Lee, which is weird.
No, not my alter ego. Don't use that. No.
So I'm just gonna. I haven't listened to this. This is the first time listening to this, peeps. So
I should put it in a little bit of context first, probably, because I think I go into it fairly cold, assuming we'll have talked a little bit beforehand. But well, all it is I decided to go on a Pascal Laugier's binge this weekend, and unfortunately, my better half will not sort of leave the room when I'm watching something. She's a bit sort of, she will always endure whatever. She's getting quite good at the horror stuff, and I'm not entirely sure she's enjoying the process, but I did make her watch all of those films, so that puts the comment in context, hopefully.
Oh, wow. She must love you a lot.
She must, really. Either that or she's clinically insane.
So here we go.
Hello. Right, the reason I'm recording this little audio here with Lavinia is because I pretty much made her watch these films against her will. Well, I say that. It's not like I forced her and tied her to a chair in a martyr's style. It was just that I was watching it and she refused to leave the room. So she's now seen all three Pascal Laugier, I don't know how you say his surname, films within the last 2 days. So the first one was the House of Voices. Actually, it's called Saint Ange, which I might have covered already. But I'd never seen this one at all, so we both came to it completely cold. What were your thoughts, my dear? Don't make me edit this.
I think The Orphanage is a copy of that one.
Okay.
That's the... Although they're not the same, but... Well, it depends.
So is that credit to this one?
How many spoilers?
Oh, yeah, there is spoilers, actually. Actually, we've been encouraged to spoil the shit out of things, and then other people don't want us to spoil the shit out of things. So without spoiling the endings of either film...
I didn't like this one as much as The Orphanage, but
Right.
because this one was made before The Orphanage.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Would you really classify it as a horror film,
No.
that first one?
I don't think I at what?
Classify?
Classified, thank you. Any of them as horror films.
Really?
Yeah.
Even Martyrs?
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think it has some really horrific aspects to it, though?
Going back to the beginning, what is a horror film? What's the definition of a horror film?
Something that horrifies you.
But
It's a massive genre. This is what we keep trying to get across to people. It encompasses everything from a spooky ghost moving down a corridor. In a film like that, you don't see an ounce of blood, to something where somebody is just a serial killer and there's nothing supernatural about it. That still can be a horror film because of the way the horrific aspects are portrayed. Gremlins is a horror film.
yeah, I know you've said that, but I do listen to your shows.
Oh,
you know,
you do?
yeah,
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
I don't know. For me, a horror film is, I don't know, like, let me think. Friday the 13th or something like that.
Yeah, which is just a serial killer, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For me, that's a horror film.
So a woman walking into a house and blowing away a family of 4 with a double-barreled shotgun isn't like a horrific serial killer enough for you? Then to be chased around the house by a zombie with cloudy eyes covered in cut marks and scars.
No, because the movie's a lot deeper than that.
You're saying horror films can't be deep, then?
I think I'm just going to tell you to bugger off.
Okay, so moving on to the one we watched today, which was his first sort of big Hollywood number, I suppose, The Tall Man. What did you think of that?
I liked it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, I would say that one does not fall into horror at all.
No.
Because it's
Not in my opinion.
No, me either. It's misclassified.
Yeah. There's, I don't know, thriller or...
Yeah, mystery thriller, I think.
Yeah.
Would you, as a director and writer, got to remember, he didn't just direct these films, but he also wrote them. If you had seen all 3 of those films and not known he'd directed them, would you have linked any of them to each other? Would you have gone, oh yeah, that's his directorial style, that's his writing style?
No.
No. I don't think I would either. That's what you've got to say on the subject.
I like them all 3. I don't know.
You liked Martyrs?
It's very deep.
It was as I picked up the pieces and went through the tremendous amount of guilt of having made you sit through that, as you poured your heart out and cried, I was wondering whether you did like it or not.
Well, it's a good movie and it's very deep. It's just, I don't like suffering and it's just pain. That movie is just pain. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. It did strange things to me as well, but it made me love it, which is weird, I think. But
it's a good movie. I'm not saying I want to watch it again.
That is a response I expect from most people.
Well, basically because it's just, I don't know, it's pain. So why watch it again?
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you for your thoughts, my dear.
You're welcome. Apart from me telling you to book her off.
Well, I'm used to that. Say goodbye.
Bye.
There we are.
Yeah. So she liked Martyrs.
Well, she still
Right.
likes me, more importantly, which is a bit
Yes,
I was
that's-
slightly worried about going into it. All I did was he sat down and I said, right, I'm playing this. Here is the remote control. At any point you want, switch it off. Okay? You are in control of this.
Good way to do it.
Yeah. And then there was one point she says, oh, I don't... Because she obviously she's heard the show, so she knew what was coming.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame. But at the point after the discovery in the basement, she's like, well, I'm not sure I want to watch the next bit. I said, yeah,
Yeah.
but that's not as bad as the bit you've just watched. So she then went through that, and I think she finds the second half tougher to watch than I do. So, plus I've seen it too many times now. Maybe I'm just a bit desensitised to it. But
Yeah. Plus, I remember, like I said, when I watched it at Fright Fest, there was a girl sitting a couple of seats across or up from us who was sobbing her heart out as well. So
yeah,
maybe it hits the female, not the female, kind of female perspective or whatever, much tougher for the brutality and, as she says, the pain.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, don't worry about that. You're worried that might come across sexist. I know what you mean, because most boys grew up with other boys and have been punched in the face several times. I mean, I know I have. I know what it's like to be punched in the face, and I like to think that most women don't know what that feels like. I know they fall out with each other every now and then, but in most cases, men don't hit women.
Yeah.
In my romantic rose-tinted specs version of the world, men do not punch women. And it's really tough to see it that sort of viscerally done, I suppose.
Yes.
But when I do watch that, I know what it feels like. So, I don't know. Maybe that's a bit abstract. But anyway, The Tall Man. Have you seen that yet?
I'd started to watch it, and I think I fell asleep or something happened. But my wife watched it, and she really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. It was on Netflix here.
Oh, really?
But I think it's gone off Netflix. I think it was actually on Netflix here before it got released over in the UK. Either in the theaters or DVD. I'm not quite sure, but.
Oh, okay.
We got it quite a while before you guys did.
It's been knocking around a bit. I don't know entirely when it turned up here, but my other big exciting news this week is I bought an Apple TV, which is awesome.
So jealous.
It's just whatever device you happen to be using, you just take control of the television, throw photos at it. The thing I love is you go through your Facebook news feed and somebody posts a stupid video and you just click play, AirPlay, it's on your telly. And you just send stuff to your telly to watch it. Absolutely superb.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, so because I got that, I started to actually. I've never used iTunes as a movie rental system, other than when I was doing much flying to and from Spain and hiring movies to watch on my phone.
Right.
Of course, now I'm like, well, I might as well buy movies as well.
Yeah.
So, and I saw The Tall Man was up, which is actually what made me go. I wanted to go back and watch the other one, the Voice. What do they call it? House of Voices. St. Ange. I'm going to call it because that's the French name for it. Because when that film starts, the little title comes up on the post box, and then it comes out into the screen. So you're like, well, that's the title of the movie. They couldn't change it because it's part of the shot. So it's just bloody Hollywood marketing to make you buy it more. Yeah, and I got that disc via Love Film, so I watched that, and then I saw Tall Man was on Netflix. Right, I'm going to do all three again because I wanted to compare and contrast as you go along. And they're three completely different movies. So The Tall Man is in the horror section on the iTunes store here, so I bought it on the Apple TV and rented it, and watched it in high def on there. It's a mystery thriller. It is not a horror film by any stretch of the imagination. It's really good. It's very clever. It's that is a clever man. I will watch anything he makes now, because House of Voices I wasn't that taken with, but for when it was done and the style it was done in, it was a perfectly serviceable movie. It's not. I didn't hate it by any stretch of the imagination, but this one just shows you how clever he can be, and he leaves you at the end of the film with just this. There are no answers. Here's a massive fucking question mark. There you go. Off you go. Have a nice day. I love that. It's just brilliant. I'm not going to say anything about the movie because I want everybody to watch this. And if you are a horror puss, mentioning no names. Sorry, I'm going to keep doing it now. That could be anybody. No, if horror, if things scare you off because it's got a cover or whatever, it is a horror cover they've put on the title card, and I think that's what. I don't know. Maybe
is that one with Jessica Biel and there's a big shadow or tall man behind her?
Basically, it's a very horror cover, but it's not. That isn't the movie. But I think maybe they classify that because you want to think that way going into the movie. I guess that's
right,
probably why. It might just be a clever marketing thing. So, but I would say there's nothing horrific about it. Go watch it. Fantastic movie. So yeah, that was that.
I shall look out for that one.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's it for the feedback for this week. We do have one more piece of feedback, but I want to keep that for next week.
Yes.
Or for the next show.
Just in case we don't get any more.
Exactly. Right. But it did prove that we have more than 4 listeners. Yay! So we'll just say thank you in advance, sir. We did get your feedback. We will talk about it.
Yeah.
And all your very good points.
Absolutely.
In the next show. So before we get into our topic for the week, which is a little bit different this week, and I'm very excited about it. I have some movies that I watched.
Yeah, you've been winding me up via Twitter. I'm waiting to hear what this is all about. Bring it!
I'm going to keep that one for last because
fine.
I actually watched 3 movies this week.
Bloody hell!
One of which you've already seen. Oh, sorry, 2 of which I know you've already seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then one I'm not sure on. The first one I watched, my little PG-13 outing.
Oh yeah.
Was House at the End of the Street.
Oh yeah.
It was alright.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed it. I thought it. There's a lot of spoilers I could go into, and I'm not really going to go into them at the moment. But I quite liked where it went. It kind of kept me guessing.
It made a change, didn't it?
So it did. It was very well played and very well acted, and I liked the little twisties that were involved in. And I thought at one point that one of the characters was more involved in the plot.
Yeah.
And when it turned out that he wasn't. I'll explain this probably better off air. In fact, no, I'm going to spoiler it at the moment. Very quick spoiler here. I thought the policeman was involved in the whole thing.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay, right.
Yes, I did. Just the way he was acting, or maybe just from stereotypes. But I thought that he was in on it because he seemed to be very defensive of the kid.
Yes, he was, wasn't he?
Yes, that's what made me think of that. But I really enjoyed it. For a little PG-13, it was pretty good. It had some scary moments and made me jump a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, it's probably around a 3-star. I mean, or 2.5, I would say. Put it right in the middle, I would say, because it has some pacing issues. It also has. I found it a bit monotone. I don't know why. It's not like stuff didn't happen, but there didn't seem to be any. Like if it was a musical score, you'd say it had no dynamics to it. There wasn't any up and down. It just seemed to coast. I thought a little bit. I was underwhelmed by it, but I didn't hate it at all. I didn't feel I'd wasted my money, which is always a good thing when I go to the cinema to see these things. So.
Exactly, that's the main thing. You don't want to get my John spent $1 on it, so the joys of Redbox again. The third one that I watched was a movie called Sinister.
Oh, at last! I'm glad you've seen this.
I watched about 3/4 of it.
Really?
Yeah, because I've been struggling this week with staying awake.
Okay.
I've not been the wellest person in the world. And this one, that's really my review. I just was really freaked out at some stages by it. For people who don't know what it is, you're going to have to bear with me while I try and give up my usual IMDb little synopsis. But it's basically this family move to a new town and move into a new house, and you very quickly learn that this guy is a true crime writer who really goes into towns and I guess tries to find, or maybe does not try to find, but tries to work out what happened, solve the mystery of
where the
going
police
on.
couldn't normally.
Yes,
So he doesn't make a
and
lot of friends.
No, he irks a lot of the police force, and obviously he gets met with the sheriff pretty quickly, and the sheriff's a bit like, yeah, no, just pack your boxes and fuck off.
Yeah.
we don't want you here. And oh, by the way, the house that you're living in, I think this is very poor taste.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, as you find out that they're living in the dead person's house.
Yes.
Which is incredibly bad taste, considering probably for the first minute or so of the opening credits is just the shot of the death of them being hung, which was very cool. I thought that was very, very cool opening scene. And then it just kind of, you find out that the wife doesn't really, she supports her husband, but she doesn't quite like bringing the kids into these kind of environments and having to uproot them and move them schools and stuff, and hear from the locals all the gruesome details as to what their dad's there to do. So she kind of shuts him off in his own little office, and there's very rules like nobody goes into daddy's office door is always locked, blah blah blah. So you see him going in and basically descending into hell almost, after finding a box of, I guess, kind of Super 8 tapes that has mysteriously been left behind in the attic. And these movies are pretty fucking freaky.
Yeah.
So they had me kind of all tingly and on edge.
Yeah.
I'm going, what the hell am I watching? I don't know what I was imagining I was going to be watching. I just really rented it based on the fact that you saw a little girl on the cover with lots of blood behind her, and I thought, okay, this could be a bit freaky.
Yeah.
So it kind of freaked me out, and I did fall asleep a little bit because it did seem to drag a little bit.
It
It just
does
seemed
in
to
the
be
middle.
the same stuff over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And I was a bit like, okay, we've got this. You're going crazy, or are you going crazy? Or is there ghosts in the house? What is it that's going on?
Mm.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure if I liked it or not. It's one of these very rare movies that I'm like, I don't know if I need to see it again to get a better understanding.
You
Now
should
that
have
I
seen it in
know-
the cinema.
Really?
It would have made all the difference if it had been
Okay.
a cinema trip. That's how I saw it. And when you're completely absorbed in that dark room, as long as there's no dickheads around you,
Yeah.
it does the job.
Okay.
I mean, I was a little underwhelmed by the ending, but to be honest, I couldn't see really where else they could have gone with the ending. And like you say, the first third at least of that movie is so fucking freaky.
Yeah.
It went down a storm at Fright Fest as well.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it was played last year. The organisers really liked it apparently. So,
Well, that's good.
but yeah, it's not a perfect horror movie, but it's for freaky, it's a really good one.
Yes, it is very, very freaky. So that was my third one. My second one is a movie that I could be wrong here and completely spoiling this, but I think you didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
And while it is flawed in the fact that there were certain aspects of this, or one certain aspect of this movie that really pissed me off, I don't understand why it happened. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, solid 4 out of 5, and think it fits well within the series. Paranormal Activity 4.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I was on edge.
Really?
Oh yeah. The one thing that pissed me off was when they go into the. I don't like how this whole you can set up your MacBook and all this shit, and it can constantly be on. Because who leaves their computers on 24/7 and it records?
No, we
to
all
the
have.
webcam.
I'm on a MacBook now. It has a power save feature. If I leave it 5 minutes, the screen goes dark. Then 10 minutes, it shuts down and goes to sleep to save
See,
power.
So that's a big issue. But also the fact that the one main thing that really bugged me is why is it only at night time when the timestamp appears on the fucking camera? The only time it appears on those cameras is at night. It does not appear during the day. And I'm like, why? That's
Well,
not right.
A
That's
webcam
an-
wouldn't have a timestamp anyway, so they must have added that afterwards.
So that just doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, I'm going to get an Xbox 360, one of those Kinect things, if that's what it does to the room.
Do you know, I was disappointed. I checked my video camera. It doesn't have night shot.
Oh,
I wanted
no.
to see what that looked like. But that was the issue I took with it. Do you know anybody who leaves their fucking Xbox on 24/7? Have you
Yeah.
heard the noise those things make? Just no.
I can see it's a great little addition to, or an update, to make it freaky. Because those little dots, it's pretty freaky. What those little dots can hide or what they can show you through it. But I was on edge towards the end.
But
I was right up there.
Because my thing is, I thought that's a cool idea. I did like that as a concept, the fact that you could do that and whatever. But the problem with it was, the second he goes, hey, look, this is really cool, you can see this, I was like, oh, we're going to get ghostly figures moving through the spots now.
Yeah.
It was too obvious a device, and it was their only original device in this movie. That was
Yes.
my issue with it. There was nothing else original about it. And I'd say what also confused the hell out of me was how it interrelated with the second movie. And why... Because she takes their kid, walks away at the end of the second one,
Spoiler.
and then... Sorry. We're shit at this, aren't we? Sorry. Can you put a spoiler warning before that, please?
I'm going to have to, yeah.
I think we should have a standard spoiler warning at the beginning of every show. By the way, Boz will probably spoil something. She wanders off with him at the end, and then he's all of a sudden adopted by another family. I didn't actually get the story.
He's not adopted by another family.
Well,
Is he adopted by another family?
no, because her weird little kid is the one she took from the other house.
Yeah.
The baby she abducts.
Yeah, that's Hunter.
No, because they're interested in the boy at the other house. Like he's somehow special. Who's he? I got the impression he was Hunter.
Oh, right, because he's adopted as well.
Yes.
Or because he's adopted.
So,
I just thought it was finding fresh blood.
No, they were making out he was somehow like he was her kid or something, and he was with the wrong family, and they were trying to abduct him. But she was using this other kid she'd taken, and I don't know whatever it was. I had not made that clear enough at all.
Yeah, I need to think about that some more then. I see where you're coming. Yeah, I was just assuming that they were trying to call him Hunter for some reason.
See, I mean, it doesn't stack up, does it?
No, it doesn't. Stop trying to take away the pleasure I had watching this
I'm
movie.
glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad somebody enjoyed it. Because they're making a fifth one as well.
Yes, I see them making a fifth one, and
so
while I didn't see the need for a second one or a third one or a fourth one, the ending the last shot of the fourth one really freaked the hell out of me.
Yeah, I still thought the end of the third one wins the freaky. It's been the most visceral one yet, and the whole Bloody Mary in the the mirror in the bathroom bit. That is probably the freakiest scene in any of those movies, I think.
Yeah.
My little opinion on it, but no, I'm glad you liked it.
Cool.
Makes me feel better.
And apparently, I saw on the trailer for the DVD I was watching is that you can buy the movies, but they've taken all the movies and put them in the correct order.
Okay.
So does it go 3-1-2? 2-1-3 or 3? I can't remember.
3-1-2-4.
3-1-2. Yeah. So you can buy the first three, and they've kind of cut it all as one big. Or from what I took from it, they've cut it all as one big feature film. So you can just sit and watch the whole thing unfold.
Yeah, because that's a good idea.
Before.
Because the first one runs concurrently with the second one. That's actually a really good idea.
So I'm going to have to look out for that. I had seen the box set. But I just assumed it was a regular box set, but I'll need to pay a bit more attention to it.
Yeah.
To see if it's got that in there. Maybe worth a watch at some point when we do get round to discussing the series as a whole.
Yeah.
We will talk about all this in a lot more depth.
Yes.
But I enjoyed it. So.
Good.
And that was me for my week.
Yeah. Well, I've been a little busy. So I've already mentioned the three I watched. I watched another one. Have you heard of fear.com?
Yes. Heard of it, but haven't seen it.
It looked really interesting. And it had, what is his name? I was going to say Michael Dorn, but he plays Worf in Star Trek, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He was in Blade, played the bad guy in the first Blade movie. Dawn, he's got a weird name like that. Anyway,
Stephen Dorff.
Stephen Dorff, that's it. Yeah, he's in it. So I thought, oh, okay, you've got a name, and the lady in it, I recognised her from something or other. I thought, oh, okay, it's got a budget clearly, and the principle basically is that there's a weird doctor who takes girls, abducts them, and tortures them, and charges people online to watch them get tortured. Okay, so it's sort of My Little Eye a bit, and it's not the most original concept in the world. But what happens is when people start watching this, and they agree to go into this site, there's this weird woman who knows your name as you log onto the site. And this white flash occurs, and blood comes streaming out your eyeballs and your nose, and you die.
Okay.
So it's like, I don't know, there's a consequence for being sick enough to want to watch that kind of thing online. That's the general gist of it. But it meanders like hell. It makes absolutely no sense. And just by the end of the movie, I was like, okay. They could have done it so much better. The concept is there, but it didn't make any sense to me.
Right, okay.
Well, I don't want to say any more in case people are going to watch it again. I don't want to spoil everything I talk about, but I'd be interested to know if anybody's watched that and if they A, liked it, B, got it, C, think it was worthy of mentioning, to be honest. But 2 stars at most for me. And the other thing is, if you're going to do a movie about where you torture people and whatever else, and you're going to sort of, I don't know, put an appropriate amount of boobage in it to get it up to an 18 certificate, then why pull back on the specifics of things? Do you know what I mean? If you're going to do a torture-y kind of splatterfesty type sounding movie, then why do a half-assed version of it? If you're going to get an 18 rating anyway, just throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at it, if you ask me.
Yeah, but same way the Hostel 3 pushed out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure it's budget restraint in a lot of ways, but it's like, well... Well, I think part of it is they don't want that label. They don't want torture porn as a label for their film, because it will somehow, make it a less valid movie. And if that is the case, then that pisses me off even more about the phrase. So, You watch something like Martyrs where it doesn't pull any punches, then you watch something like that and you're like, oh, come on, I'm a grown-up.
Yeah,
Do you know what
exactly.
I mean? And then in my other meanderings, I saw a trailer. Because I noticed VHS is now available on iTunes, so I'm going to rent that at some point and give that a watch.
Okay.
For those
Interesting to hear what you
those
think.
2 scenes you said were any good.
I think so. I think there's only like 2 really good ones in there, and there's a couple of bizarre ones and stuff. But I've got copious notes on watching that movie, so
Oh, okay.
that'll be one to go over.
I'll make sure I do that. Cool. And then I spotted another one while I was on there. It's called Episode 50. Have you heard of this?
Episode 50.
Yeah.
No.
It is exactly a clone in plot, and the synopsis reads exactly the same as Grave Encounters.
Really?
It's episode 50 of a ghost hunting thing. They go to a mental asylum, they go in, and this is the last footage from episode 50 because nobody ever saw them again.
Oh my god.
You're shitting me. But it looks to have much better acting and much better production values, so I'm going to have to watch it so I know which is better. So,
Yep, you're gonna have to do a
I am.
comparison against them now, aren't you?
Yeah. And another trailer I saw that I have to watch, and trust me, this is bargain basement B-movie, lowest common denominator, low budget shit, but I have to watch it. Do you know why?
No.
It's called Ninjas versus Vampires.
Oh, it's one of those ones.
Yeah. It's martial arts and horror mixed together. I gotta watch it. It's like Mr. Vampire from... Have you ever seen those old films? They were
I've seen
brilliant.
clips from them.
The hopping vampires. I love those movies. With a pedigree like that, I've got to watch them. And the only other thing I've been doing, years and years and years ago, as I was just getting into horror. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but a kid in my class handed me a book and he said, "Here, read that paragraph." And I read it, and then I felt physically sick. And I avoided it then for the rest of my life until the movie came out. And that movie is American Psycho. So I watched the movie when it came out, only having read this like one chapter of this book, thinking, how the hell are they going to make this into a movie? And I actually really enjoyed the movie, and realised there was a lot more to this book than just, this horrifically graphic description of mutilation, basically.
Yeah.
So I decided to get the audiobook, and I've just been through it, and it's actually... It's interesting. I'm not entirely sure I'm clever enough to get what it's trying to get, if you know. I know it's a satire, but why he goes to such extremes of, descriptive goriness. It seems a step too far. But it made me love the movie even more, having listened to the book. And I went back and I watched that again this week. And Christian Bale just nails that performance. It's just really well done.
Yeah, I bought the book years and years and years ago and tried to read it, and I just couldn't get into it.
No, there's nothing to get into.
It's a very difficult style to read and understand what was going on. And then I watched the movie several years later, and it didn't really do anything for me. Christian Bale he's just a psycho. No pun intended. And he does play that role very, very well.
Yeah.
Especially when he's spiraling towards the end, kind of out of control. But yes, I don't think I enjoyed it, but I'm not sure if that was anything to do with the film or just the nature of it or anything like that.
I think the thing I liked about the book, and I mean, when you do watch the film, you realise how much they've condensed down the book. And the film now, if you watch it after reading the book, it almost feels rushed.
Really?
But what it is, you get these descriptions of what he's doing to these girls and how he's mutilating them after his sessions, whatever. And then the chapter ends, and then it's just dinner. And then it's this really boring description of him going to dinner, who's wearing what shoes and where their watch came from and what kind of suit they're wearing, and it's back to those descriptions again. And it's like going on the most terrifying roller coaster in the world, and then the next second eating tea in a nice little tea room with a pinky up on it. Do you know what I mean? It's
I know you mean.
complete juxtaposition. And that made me laugh, funnily enough. Just like the shock of it, how he just went back to this mundane life. But I still don't get the end. It's just, I'm not clever enough. I don't know. I thought the book would answer some questions.
I know I'm not
the film
clever
didn't.
enough. So, watched quite a few.
Yeah, I've been a busy boy.
Yes, you have. Do a beads for Boz this week?
I don't actually, because everything's been of too high or quality or too... It's not necessarily high quality, more...
Just not worthy of the rant.
Yeah, it's got to be really bad.
Yeah.
Although I have a hunch that Ninjas vs. Vampires might tick the box of B is for Boz.
It does sound that way. So it does. I was thinking that when you said it, it just sounds like an immediate candidate anyway.
It does, yeah.
For that particular section. So.
Because B is for Boz isn't just
to
for me to slag stuff off, it's for me to rave about stuff that's really terribly done that I love. So.
Well, hopefully that will be that one then.
Yeah.
Cool then. Well, with that said, we should just jump right into this week's topic, I guess.
Yay.
Going to have a little bit of fun this week, people. Just because it was my choice, and I just wanted to have a little bit of fun and save having to be too heavy or in depth on anything, and bring some of Bozzy's love from Here Goes Nothing into this show as well. So this week we are going to have a little quiz.
Yay!
Which Boz has brilliantly called...
Yes, Friday the 15th. It's tenuous at best, I know. But it's 15 questions each, so that's all I can think of. There we go.
I think it's a good title. I like it.
Oh, I'm glad.
So it is. So I'm not sure. Hopefully we're down the same path. I'm not quite sure. I've split my 15 questions up into 3 different categories.
I haven't been that clever.
See, that's fine. I wasn't sure how to do it, so I thought, you know what, I'll just split it into categories, and then hopefully there'll be some easy ones in there. There's going to be hopefully some harder ones in there. And, fingers crossed, we'll both get an even number correct, so that you don't embarrass me, or I have to do severe edits to make me look really clever.
Okay.
Okay. So with that, who would like to go first?
Are we going to alternate? I usually prefer that as a...
Yeah, alternating things best.
Okay.
In fact, I have a coin in front of me. So do you want heads or tails?
I'll take tails, please.
Take tails. It is a head.
Oh.
So with that, you can go first.
See, now, me going first, is that me receiving a question or asking a question?
Oh, good point. There you go, people. In typical Little Pot of Horror style, we've researched this thoroughly and come up with all the rules and regulations. I will ask you a question first, so you get to answer first. You get to receive.
Thank you.
First. You're welcome. So before the show started, I emailed you over some files.
You did.
And this section is going to be entitled, It's a Scream, Baby.
Okay.
And hopefully that will be self-explanatory after you play the first file.
Okie dokie. I hope it's not just different types of scream and I have to tell you where they're from.
Damn it!
It's the Wilhelm scream. What? That's used in 700 movies.
You guessed it correctly.
Oh, okay. I like a challenge.
Yes, these are 5 screams. And you have to tell me the movie that these screams came from.
Oh, you evil, evil man. That's so difficult. Right, okay.
I nearly threw a really easy one in there, but I couldn't because it played the theme tune behind the scream, and I was like, you bastard!
Damn.
I was like, and that was a scream from Halloween, so you couldn't really hide from Halloween's theme.
No.
So, that one will not be in the 5. So that gives you a clue, so you can take that one off the list.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so if you want to go ahead and play number 1.
Okay, there's only one film I know that has that much incessant screaming and makes me want to punch somebody in the head, and that would be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Ding, 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 ding.
Is that right?
You're right, sir, yes.
Oh, bloody hell.
Very good.
That punctuated me, like, for years hearing about this movie. And then when I saw it, I was just watching it going, will you shut the fuck up already? Oh, just kill her, will you?
Oh, yeah. I remember that the first time I watched it too.
Oh, dear.
There you go, you got 1 point.
Yay, marvellous.
I've got a lot to live up to. Damn it.
Now, I happen to know you've already answered this question.
Okay.
in the show already this evening. So, actually, your first question is a complete gimme. And that question is, who plays the lead role in Laguerre's newest film?
That would be Jessica Biel.
Yes. There you go. That was easy.
I got at least 1 point. 1 out of 15. I'm happy. I can go home a happy man.
When you said it, I was like, oh, you knew that.
Round number 2. Not round number 2. Question number 2. Back at you, sir.
So I have to play another scream into
Play
my
the
ears.
scream. Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh God, I don't know. Okay, it sounds kind of old with the soundtrack. Had the trilling violins. Can I have it? Can I listen again? Or am I allowed one play?
You can replay if you'd like to.
Thank you. Oh, do you know what? I'm thinking. It's not Friday the 13th, is it?
No, it's not.
Bollocks. Don't know that one, I'm afraid.
Okay. It is from Scream.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the opening scene where the mom finds Casey hanging from the tree.
Ah, right. I wonder why it was prolonged screaming. That's what I was trying to work out. Okie dokie. Right, your second question.
Yes.
It started easy, I think, but he says, justifying himself quickly. In the film Martyrs, guess I'm on a theme this evening, how many corpses end up in the pipe pit?
Oh, you bastard. There's the mom, the dad, the 2 kids. Then there is the friend, and then there is the... Oh God, is it a... Then there's the girl that's downstairs already. 6.
Very good. I didn't think you'd get that wrong. That was the one I was expecting you to... Well, I was hoping you'd forget is the girl from the basement, so yeah.
I was just
Spoilers.
trying to think, was there one in the basement or not? And then I remembered the whole scene in the bath and everything, so...
Yeah. Correct, sir.
Yeah. I'm doing good at this.
Right.
You can
So-
play file number 3 now.
Yeah, just say, this is labelled Scream 3. If this is actually from Scream 3, I'm going to fly over and headbutt you.
No, don't worry.
Okay, it's fine. That film was dreadful. Right, okay.
It was.
Right, playing it now. Okay, it freaked me the fuck out. There were seagulls at the beginning.
Yes,
Any
they
kind
were.
of giveaway. So it's an outside scream. It's not something random like The Host, is it, from Korea?
No.
Damn. Thought you were being really devious then. No, it sounds a bit too horrible to be that. Do I get another guess?
You can get another guess. Or I can give you a clue for half a point.
I don't know. It's a monster of some kind, but... Or a possessed something.
Yeah.
But the seagulls are throwing me. I don't know, dude, honestly.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you never seen it?
I'd explain it.
Okay, then I'm not going to say what I was going to say. So it's just Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I will leave it at that.
Okay. I know what happens is at the end where he's the only one and they point
Okay,
at him.
there
So
you go.
that's
That-
everybody joining in.
That's that scene.
Okay.
It's when she finds out that he's turned.
Yeah. Dang it. Right. This one, I'm just looking at my questions. These are all too easy. Okay. I'm going to go back and write some more. Number 3. How many feature film appearances has Freddy Krueger made to date? I'm going to put a time limit on you for this. You can't count.
Oh, you bastard, you bastard, you bastard.
I'm going to give you 15 seconds. 3 of which have gone. 5,
8.
4, 3, 2, 1. 8.
8.
I'm afraid, sir, the answer is 9.
9.
There was a remake. Wasn't there?
Oh, you bastard. I
Yes.
wasn't thinking of the remake.
Gotcha.
Oh, nice one, sir.
I was
Well
hoping
played.
you wouldn't, because that was the... It sounds easy, but if you miss one off...
Well played.
Now I have
I
to
almost
get this
said
right
9,
to be...
but for a different reason.
Okay. So
Okay,
screen
you
number
can go
4, is it? Right.
One number 4, yes.
Oh, Lord!
I haven't got a Scooby. Play that again whether you like it or not. Hold on.
Oh, Lord!
It was not the Omen, is it?
No, it's not.
Damn it. What was he shouting?
I can't remember what it is he's actually shouting. But it's the Wicker Man.
So I haven't seen that either.
Have you not?
No. So that was just Iwa Woo in the thing. Ah,
It
okay.
was Iwa Wuwa, yes.
Yeah, okay.
It was shouting. I almost put... That was a difficult one again to try and cut, so that there was no singing or
Yeah.
a really bad sounding
was-
Scottish accent.
It was the cheesy backing music that threw me. It was just like, what? It sounded like a comedy almost.
Yeah. Yeah, but well, the end almost is. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this one's my comedy entry.
Okay.
This is just for the Admiral, this question.
Okay.
In Twilight, what do red eyes in a vampire signify?
Oh, shit. They're hungry?
Final answer?
Yeah.
No, I'm afraid that is incorrect, sir. It signifies that they have human blood in their system. So they're either newly born, because they still have their own human blood in the system, or they have just killed and drank from a human. If they drink from animals, they have orange eyes.
I'm not going to ask how you know that.
Yeah, that clicking noise, that was the Admiral turning off. I did it on
Oh, you
purpose.
fucker. That was a good one.
I thought that was easy, sorry.
I was trying to think, because I can remember Bella having red eyes now, and I just didn't put the 2 and 2 together.
Ah. Yeah, and the Volturi, because they drink from humans, so...
There you go.
I've just lost so much credibility on this.
You have way more credibility than I have now, yeah. I admitted to reading the book, but you seem to know way more about the ins and outs of all the different vampires.
I had to put up with it for so long. I have nightmares. Anyway, last of the screens. I hope it's a
Yes,
film I've
sir.
seen this time.
Hopefully.
Okay, here we go. Oh, I know this one.
Yeah.
Okay, if I say the line and it's wrong, you get to take the piss out of me, but I'm going to say the line.
Okay.
Here's Johnny.
Yay! You got it right.
The
You got
cracking
it
wood
right.
gave it away.
It was, yeah. So it was. Again, it was a difficult one to try and get out, so...
Yeah, I'll bet. Oh, that was fun. I enjoyed those. Okay, so you're number 5, sir.
My number
What-
5, yes.
I'm sure you get this one. What special effects maestro has also... There, sorry. Cut that out. You won't now, will you? You bastard. Right. What, what special effects maestro also had many film cameos in the genre, including Dusk Till Dawn and most recently Django Unchained, which isn't in the genre? Would you like me to repeat the question?
I have not got a clue.
No? Do you want to hear it again? No?
Yeah, go on, hear it again to make it sound clever, but...
What special effects maestro also has many film cameos in the genre, including Dusk Till Dawn, and most recently out of the genre, Django Unchained?
I have no idea.
If I gave you the character name in Dusk Till Dawn as a clue, would that help you?
It might, but it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Sex Machine.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. I can picture him and everything, and I can't get his name. Oh, that's annoying the hell out of me. Nope. I'm going to have to call it.
The legend and the nose that is Tom Savini.
Oh, bastard.
I love Tom Savini, he's funny. He pops up all over the place as well.
Yeah. Oh, I should have had that one. Damn it. Oh well. Moving on to my next section.
Okay.
So the next 5, you're probably going to get most of these, if not all of them, are taglines. So horror movie poster taglines.
No, I suck at taglines. I really suck at taglines.
Well, I've given you an easy one to begin with.
Okay.
So you should get this. Trapped in time, surrounded by evil, low on gas.
Oh, that'd have to be Army of Darkness.
It is, sir, yes.
That eased me in well. Now, because this is sort of near the middle, this is the biggest, I'm warning you, this is the biggest bastard question I've got for you.
Okay.
Because it plays on a character name, and I'll just read the question, but it's cryptic, okay? In which spooky sequel does Malcolm Reynolds struggle with interference?
In which spooky sequel does Malcolm Reynolds struggle with interference?
Yes.
And you need the name of the movie.
Yeah, I need the name of the movie.
You know, I used to listen to you doing these and here goes nothing, going, you bastard, how is Casey supposed to ever get things like that?
It's my meanest one, because I've gone for the sequel, not the first one.
And the name Malcolm Reynolds really rings a bell, and I'm trying to rack my brains as to think why.
Okay, so if I give you the clue, tell you who the actor is. Yeah?
Go on.
Malcolm Reynolds he is the character from Firefly and Serenity, as played by Nathan Fillion.
I need a movie.
It's a spooky sequel in which Nathan Fillion struggles with interference.
Oh, balls.
Think of types of interference.
I'm trying to think of movies with him in it.
Yep. Spooky horror movie.
Why can't I think of a movie with him in it other than frickin' Serenity or Dr. Horrible? Oh, come on. This is stupid. I know I've seen him in more than one thing. Oh, no. I could be here all night.
Okay. Yeah, I expect an insult after this. The movie is White Noise 2.
Oh, you bastard. I haven't seen that.
It's a good little movie, actually. I recommend it. I do. Because I haven't actually seen the first one. I saw the second one.
You haven't seen the first one?
No,
So
and I
okay.
really enjoyed the second one, so it's quite a clever little concept, actually. Quite spooky.
Interference, white noise. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Sorry.
Your next one. Yeah, that's okay. Your next one. To avoid fainting, keep on repeating. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie.
Ooh. To avoid fainting.
Keep on repeating. It's only a movie. It's only a movie. It's only a movie.
I don't think I've ever seen that tagline anywhere. What could it be? Blair Witch?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Way before the Blair Witch.
Ah.
You want it?
Yeah, go on. I'm never going to guess.
The last house on the left.
Oh, really? No, never have got that in a million years. And it's so not that scary.
It's not. Yeah, I bought a special edition, paid like, I don't know, a fortune for it, and was like, what the hell is this? It's a pile of garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I
seriously?
I watched the remake as well. It was just as bad. So
I haven't watched the remake yet, but I might at some point. But damn, yeah. Major disappointment.
we've had the remake's better than the original, I would say.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Might get some controversial feedback on that one, but that was just my my thoughts. Okay, this next one, I do have to ask a qualifying question before I ask you this question.
Okay.
Are you a Star Trek fan?
Yes.
Okay, good. Which classic H.P. Lovecraft horror franchise features Wei Yun from Star Trek DS9?
Oh, I didn't. I see. You should have asked, am I a DS fan? I've never seen DS9.
If you're a Star Trek fan, you're a fan of all of it.
That's not true. And even the lovely people at Starbase 66 will tell you that. Fudge. I have absolutely no idea.
Okay, I've got to try and think of something else he's been in that you will know him from. Have you seen Frighteners with Michael J. Fox?
Oh, a long time ago, but I couldn't pick anybody out of lineup.
Okay.
Apart from Michael J. Fox, obviously.
It's difficult because they're the only things he's famous for. He's actually in that Fear.com movie as well as a sleazy cop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's brilliant in it. This guy is a legend of horror movies.
Oh, I can't say, I just don't know.
Okay, I'll give you his character name and it might give it away. Herbert West.
Shit. Reanimator.
Yes! Do I give you half a point because I gave a clue?
You can
What
give
do you
me
want?
Okay, thank you.
I'm such a bastard.
And that was lucky because it was almost a quote, a tagline from Reanimator in my tagline. So
Oh, really?
check it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was just too easy.
Okay.
Okay, your next tagline is be afraid. Be very afraid.
That's The Fly.
It is The Fly. Yes, sir. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay. I'm beginning to think mine are evil now. I really am. The next time you do a quiz, they're going to be like, what was the postcode of the house in Hellraiser?
Oh, damn, I should do that.
Okay, number 8. Can you name the zombie movie where the protagonists are the zombies and the humans are the bad guys?
Zombie movie where the protagonists are the zombies and the humans are the bad guys.
It's a horror comedy. I'm
Oh,
sure we've
why
mentioned
do
it
I-
before. I'm sure we have.
Why do I think I know this? Maybe I'm getting mixed up with other movies in my head.
There is a lot of them.
I'm drawing a complete blank on this one.
No,
I'm probably going to kick myself when you say it.
I don't know if I can even give any clues on that one either. The film's called Wasting Away.
Nope, never heard of it.
Put it on your watch list. It's another good
Wasting
one.
Away.
Yeah,
Okay, I shall stick it on the list.
is where people get a zombie virus, but it's they can still talk to each other.
All right.
And you get one color palette for them, and then another color palette for the human world, and then to them, all the humans move really, really fast. And
Okay.
in the human worlds, they obviously move at zombie speed. So when they're talking to each other, it's just, and then it flicks back to them, and they're going, "Hey, look at that guy over there!" And he's just running around, and like bits of their bodies just falling off because they're decomposing, and they don't realise that they're actually dead. It's really good, very silly.
That sounds good. That does sound good.
I was
I'll have
sure
to
I
watch
talked
that.
about it before. Sorry, feel bad now.
That's okay. Your next tagline. If you're going to bury the truth, make sure it stays buried.
Going to bury the truth. I know what you did last summer.
Yes! You did get it right. Yep.
No way.
Yep. And I was about to say it's a bit. My clue was going to be it's a bit misleading because you're not really burying it. You're kicking it off the end of a pier.
Bloody hell, that was the
You got that
luckiest
one.
guess in the world ever. That really was.
I didn't think you'd get that one.
Sorry. You're not going to ask me to do
job.
this again, are you? Okay, now I'm worried about my next question. It's number 9. Can you tell me the name of the character, like from another context, that plays the big bad at the end of the movie Dark Floors?
I've never seen Dark Floors.
Bugger. Okay, we need to qualify these quizzes in future with films we've actually seen. Like, have you seen this film? Yes. Okay, I'll expect a question from that film then.
Dark
I thought I
Floors.
talked about it one week, yeah. Because I was really disappointed that the big bad guy looked like somebody, and I was like, oh, it is him. That's a bit shit.
I don't think I've seen Dark Floors. I don't even think I know what Dark Floors.
It's actually a really good movie up till the end. It's some really good little freaky bits in it, and some cool monsters, and...
I should put it on the list because I think it might be on Netflix.
Yeah, well, it is here. Well, it's basically Lordi from the band Lordi, who were the Eurovision Song Contest answer to Gua in their big masks and everything. It was very, very
Okay.
sad. I was like, I've seen him on the Eurovision Song Contest. Now I'm supposed to swallow the fact that he's the big demony bad guy at the end of this horror movie. No!
No, yeah.
He's clearly wearing a rubber
Sorry.
mask.
Sorry.
Oh, dear.
Well, this one you're going to get, so it's an easy one. Whoever wins, we lose.
That's not a horror film.
Well, it is kind of.
That'd be
It's got horror tropes in it.
Okay. That would be Aliens versus Predator, I believe.
Yes, it would be Aliens vs Predator. You're right. I thought I'd be nice to you because, trust me, your bitch of a section's to come.
I deserve it after these. I'm looking at these questions thinking, I'm a bastard. Okay. My next one, which isn't particularly easy either. In the film El Orfanato, or The Orphanage, can you tell me what the little rhyme game is to call the ghostly children? I'll accept it in English.
I've watched the movie once when it
Really?
was first out in the cinema.
Yeah, you won't remember that then.
And no, I can't remember that at all.
It's the bit people tend to remember because it's quite freaky, because she's like, turns away, then turns back, turns away, turns back.
Yeah, I can remember the scene. But I can't think. No, I can't think of any dialogue or anything.
Okay, it's un, dos, tres, toca la pared, which is 1, 2, 3, touch the wall. Then they knock on the wall.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Bastard.
Sorry, I feel bad now.
That's okay, that's okay. Well, this little section is where you can earn lots of points.
Oh, okay.
Because it's in a section entitled "Who Am I?" Now
Right.
it could be an actor, an actress, a director, a writer, an actual fictitious character within horror genre,
Oh, okay.
anything
So
like that.
the more clues you give, the less points I get, basically.
Correct.
Okay.
So
I
it
see what
is.
you go. Okie dokie.
Yeah. So for 3 points,
Yes.
now, I'm starting out pretty easy here as well. So for 3 points, I was created by Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett, but my design can be originated in a lithogram called Necronom 4.
Now, Necronom, the only time I heard that word, other than in relation to Evil Dead, was actually in one of H.R. Geiger's books. So that would be like the alien design. No?
Yes, I am an alien.
How much do you hate me right now?
I knew this one was an easy one.
Okay.
Because the next clue was I am an endoparasitoid extraterrestrial species commonly referred to as a xenomorph.
Okay.
And the third one was I know how to make a first impression.
Yeah, but you didn't expect me to get 3 points, did you?
I didn't expect to get 2 points, no.
So I had a friend at school who was very into H.R. Geiger, so he had all his books and stuff. And
Then that'll do it.
actually, one of our little plans is we want to ride over to, I think it's Switzerland, on the bikes, make a trip out of it, and go to the Geiger Museum.
All right.
Yeah, that's something I want to do. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
Hopefully my next ones are harder.
Because you've given me multi-point options now, so it's like none of my. Actually, this one I could. Okay, right. This one will allow you to get multiple points.
Okay.
The more information you give me about the answer, okay?
Oh,
So,
God, okay.
Number 11. What is Ash's firearm of choice from the best horror trilogy of all time?
Shotgun?
I will give you 1 point for shotgun. If you can elaborate
Which
further,
is-
I will give you further points.
Because he cuts off his arm or hand or something and puts it on that.
No. It's just relating to the weapon. Do you know any other
Or
details?
right to the weapon.
Hmm.
No. Then no.
Because I found something completely awesome while I was looking for the details of this question, right? You know there's an IMDb.
Yeah.
Did you know there's an IMFDB?
Oh, God, really?
Yes, an Internet Movie Firearm Database.
I did not know that, no.
I found it today. But I did know the details anyway. It's a 12-gauge double-barreled Remington. That's right, this baby was made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Retails for about $109.95. It's got a walnut stock, cobalt blue steel, and a hair trigger. That's right, shop smart, shop S-Mart.
I would never have got that. Those level of details. I'm just surprised I actually got shotgun. So.
Okay.
Question number 2. For 3 points. Sorry, not question number 2. Question number 12.
Yep.
I was born on November 22nd, 1958, to Bernard Schwartz and Jeanette Helen Morrison.
No. Not a clue.
For 2 points, I am also known as Baroness Hayden Guest, the godmother of Jake Gyllenhaal, and I write children's books.
58. Nope.
And I'm being really sneaky as well because her parents' names aren't actually known by her parents' names.
Okay.
If that's a clue, really, and it's a she. But you can guess that by godmother. Sorry.
I did.
Um,
Well, the only
go
thing I
for
think
one.
is J.K. Rowling, but I don't think the age is right for that.
No, I don't think she's done any horror either, has she?
Well, I find Harry Potter quite horrific myself.
Okay. For 1 point, here's your gimme. I managed to keep them undercover in my horror movies, but to the joy of my fans, I got them out in trading places.
I haven't seen Trading Places. I think it might, though, if you're talking horror. Jamie Lee Curtis?
Ding 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 ding.
Hey! God, I didn't have a Scooby on that one.
Damn it, I could have got away with it if I hadn't put trading places in. But
Well, I
yeah,
haven't seen that either. That was just a... It was just a boobs thing.
yeah. Got to get some boobs in here. But
Okay.
yes, her dad's name is Bernard Schwartz, or
Oh,
Tony
okay.
Curtis. And Janet Helen, or Jeanette Helen Morrison, which is what Janet Lee, which she was known as.
Ah, I see. Right, okay.
So
I know
yeah, I
not
was
these
sneaky and I
things.
changed the names just in case. Because I thought by Janet Lee you might get it.
Okay. Right. Whilst on the theme from the previous question, because I know how much you love the movies.
bastard.
Number 12. Can you recite the 3 words to obtain the Necronomicon Ex Mortis?
Evil Dead sucks.
I thought you liked the third one.
I did like the third one, yes, I did. I know I can remember nothing of those movies. Really. I'm shockingly bad at them.
People
I'm
are
sorry.
screaming at their iPods now.
They are, yes. Going, get off!
I'd have even
Cancel
have
the show.
accepted it if you'd fudged the third word.
That's it, I've only seen the movies once. So
If
it's
you
not
d-
really had enough to have an impact on me other than, I don't want to watch them again! Apart from
See-
the third one.
Even if you'd
Oh.
said, Klaatu, Barata, I'd
Oh!
have accepted that.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Damn it! Yes. As soon as you started saying it, yes. Damn it!
So the full answer being Klaatu, Varata, Niktu. So,
Ah, I'm a bad man.
No, I am. For picking on your most hated movie franchise.
That's very mean. Here we go then. Question number 13.
Yeah.
For 3 points. I was born on May 27th, 1922 in London, and during World War II I served in the Royal Air Force, and I can speak fluent French and German.
God. What? Writer, actor?
Oh, it could be anybody. I'm not being that nice to you.
Could be, yeah, I know. I just
Nah,
say
you've been mean
if I
to
can
me.
guess it at this point, you'll be absolutely mortified.
That will be, yes.
19 what? 22?
22, yes.
How old does that make him?
Got
Anthony
18.
Hopkins.
No.
Damn. Okay.
In 1997, I was appointed Commander of the Venerable Order of St. John, and in 2001, I was appointed Commander of the Order of the British Empire for services to drama.
And this has a horror link.
Yes, sir. They all have horror links. Otherwise, that would be being really, really mean.
Commander. See, I thought I was being so clever with Sir Anthony Hopkins. Drama. Horror. Oh, come on! I'm going to kick myself, aren't I? No, go on, next clue.
Okay. For 1 point, possibly one of my biggest mistakes was turning down the role of Dr. Sam Loomis. However, I did get the opportunity to play a colourful character who had a third nipple.
Oh, Christopher Lee.
Yes, sir.
Ah, damn. Should have got that. Oh, I'm ashamed. Of course.
See, I kept it easy for you. I'm giving you easy ones at 1 point. Well, they're almost gimmies.
I'm really hoping you get this now.
I hope so too, 'cause I don't
thought
think I've
this
had
was
one right.
I thought this was easy. So again, I've tried to tie a few questions together. So this is, what other horror film has Nathan Fillion been in? And the clue is, it didn't star Sharon Stone. That's a clever little play on names.
Considering I admitted to only knowing of 2 Nathan Fillion things. Shit. It didn't star Sharon Stone?
Nope. But sounds very much like a film that did star Sharon Stone, which is why I've said that.
See, that kind of throws me into the Basic Instinct type things.
It was around that period, but not that movie franchise.
Oh, is that? Could that have been that? No, maybe no. Oh, what was that movie? Damn it, no, because that was...
It had the
think
theme. The theme song was UB40.
But that's the one I'm thinking of. It's got a
Yeah.
Baldwin brother in it.
Yeah, that's the one. Get the name, come on, and then you'll get the name of the other one.
Fuck. Oh. Yeah.
God, I hate that guy's voice.
And I can see the movie because he records people in the apartments or rooms or
That's
something.
the one. Begins with an S.
And...
Got a V in it.
Sliver?
Yes. So the Nathan Fillion film was
Slither!
Yes!
Slither! That's right, how can I forget Slither? That's an awesome movie.
You have to have seen that film. It's
Yes, I love
legendary.
that movie. How can I forget he's in it?
It's quiz pressure. It is.
It is.
Nothing worse than quiz pressure.
That's a very good, very well worded question as well. I like that. A very good quizmaster. Second to last question. You may get it on this one, I don't know. I was born the bastard son of 100 maniacs after my mother was gang raped by patients of the Western Hills Mental Hospital. I was later adopted by Mr. Underwood, who turned out to be an abusive alcoholic.
Oh, I know that pretext. 100 Maniacs, I know that. It's not up there. It's one of the slashers. Which one? Michael Myers. No! Ah, fucker.
For 2 points, my wife's name is Loretta, and we have one daughter called Catherine.
Ooh. No, now that I'm completely confused now.
And then here's your gimme for 1 point. From 1963 to 1966, I murdered 20 children, was arrested, but later released on a technicality, and in 1968 was murdered at the hands of the parents of my victims.
I was Freddy Krueger.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know he had a wife and a daughter.
No, did I?
Ah.
And now, if I'm wrong on all this, you can blame Wikipedia. But
That's where I'd heard the 100 main... Yeah, okay.
yeah, apparently it was in his backstory. Over 2 or 3 different movies, you find out all these little facts. So.
Damn, there was only 3 to choose from, and I said that would be my first guess. Okay, this is going to test your past knowledge of Italian horror. I hope it's good.
Oh, Jesus. It's atrocious.
Can you name the musical composers so widely used in the 70s, especially in the Italian horror genre? Their distinctive text sound sets them apart. And I've said there as a guess that it's a plural name.
I am atrociously bad at remembering names.
Named after a mythical creature from fantasy genre.
Damn it!
They're not orcs.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Unicorn and dragon. I have no idea. I can't think.
Huh? Have you seen the film Demons?
Yes.
You don't know who did the music?
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't pay attention, or I know it and I can't think of it, or...
The answer is the Goblins.
Bastard.
Sorry.
I remember seeing that name and just not really putting... Oh, bastard.
You know him when you hear him, you really do. It's a very distinctive sort of sound.
Oh, I just suck.
Because everyone was using like scary violins, and then they came along with synthesizers and still made it sound scary, so...
Synthesizers are scary.
Yeah.
So for number 15, the final question. For 3 points. I was born on January 16th, 1948 in New York and moved to Bowling Green, Kentucky in 1953. I attended Western Kentucky University but transferred to the University of Southern California's School of Cinematic Arts in 1968. I later dropped out to make my first feature.
Alfred Hitchcock?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Born 1948.
Oh, I don't know.
In 1978, this is for 2 points, I directed a movie with a $325,000 budget that went on to gross $47 million domestically and $70 million worldwide. 4 years later, I directed a movie with a $15 million budget that only went on to gross $19.6 million domestically. I blame E.T. for that one.
Okay. What year?
1978.
78.
1978 directed a movie with the $325,000 budget. 1982 with the $15 million budget.
I know this. I know this. I know those figures. Ah! Come on. Dropped out of school. Ah, come on. Just for the sake of time, you're going to have to put me out of my misery on this one. Is there a clue left? I can't remember.
Yes, one clue left.
Okay.
For 1 point, I have worked with Jamie Lee Curtis and Kurt Russell on more than one occasion.
Still don't know.
Really?
Who did Halloween? I can't think.
You're on the right lines.
Because I'm thinking Halloween is the highest grossing one.
It is.
But I can't remember who directed it. Shit is that?
Did the Thing, Did Escape from New York.
Oh, John Carpenter.
There you go.
Ah, Egypt. I don't get a point for that. You gave me that. Don't deserve it. Right. Last one then.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you're going to get this one. Right. Can you name a franchise? And there's a clever tie-in with this feature for this. Just that's a little clue before we start. Can you know the name of a franchise of more than 4 movies that Tom Savini was involved in at its outset?
4 movies.
A franchise of more than 4 movies.
More than 4 movies. Oh, damn it.
Just remind you that this is question 15
Question 15.
in a feature called...
Friday the 13th?
Yay!
Really?
Yeah, he did the special effects.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did
Well,
the
if I did,
first
then I
one
didn't
and I think the last one. Well, not the last one, but the number 8
Oh, right,
he was
okay.
involved with as well.
So he wasn't involved the whole way through.
No.
See, that's what I was throwing me. I was thinking of someone the whole way through in my defence.
Hey, you got it right. Don't
I
knock
did
it.
get it right. Yeah, you helped me out with that one a lot. Thank you, sir. So I make it you got 12. But that was like... But mine was a bit weird because of my numberings. So I think I got, what, 2 or something?
Oh, you actually got 6.5.
6.5 out of 15. Awesome. I did so good. Even though you're being mean and using evil
I think I
Dead
was going to
terms.
say my questions were not very nice at all.
It's not fair.
So I always struggle. I think, oh, it's going to be too easy. That's going to be too easy. So then instead of that, I just do them really fucking difficult. Sorry.
That's okay.
If people are playing along at home, I'd like to know if actually that was an absolute shit set of questions and I was being a complete git. If you could let us know, I'd really appreciate it. Just for next time.
Because there will be a next time.
Like, if anybody got over 10, let me know.
Yes, on either one.
Yeah.
And if people can actually say they got 3 out of 3 on all 5 of my Who Am I's, then I'd be really impressed. You'd be lying.
Without the internet.
Yes, exactly. You shouldn't be not allowed to use internet on any of these ones.
No.
That you should. But that
Oh,
was
I
a lot
really
of fun.
enjoyed that. That was a nice
Yeah.
callback to the good old days of Boz versus Casey. So.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought it'd be a nice little fun episode to do that one.
Yeah.
So that
Excellent.
some people can join in or just switch off and go do something else for a little while.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have to do it again anyway. That was good.
Yes, we definitely will. And now I know how hard to make them.
Ah, yes.
I've just got a whole list of movies you haven't seen, and then I'll just pick questions from them.
I'd like to refer, good gentlemen, to the first 3 or 4.
Very true. That's very, very true. I'm glad you hadn't seen those ones, otherwise you'd have just walked away with the whole frigging thing.
Yeah, I would actually.
So,
Also,
Okay,
you'll know in
glad
future
that
not to create a system whereby you can give me far more points than there are questions.
yeah, that was a bit
Allowing 3
silly.
points.
Yes, that was a bit silly of me. I gave you a gimme on the alien one, so that in my defence.
Yeah, okay.
So, kind of. But yes, so on that note, we shall draw this lovely episode to a close.
You shall.
Again, that was a lot of fun, so thank you, sir.
No worries. Thank you.
And we shall speak to you all very, very soon. Bye-bye.
Cheerio.
If you would like to send an email to the show, please do so at thelittlepodofhorrors@gmail.com. Also, why not go along to the website at www.thelittlepodofhorrors.com, and from there you can find links to our Twitter, Facebook, Google+, forum and blog page. Thanks for listening.
In fact, a lot of the questions... actually, cut that out. Just a massive spoiler there. Dick. Sorry, this is the edit point. Anyway, this is just for you. A lot of the questions later on she got right. Okay. 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 She got right. Okay.